Hi, and welcome to the second episode of my podcast. My name is awesome Karolína Fiedler, and I am thrilled to share my deepest secrets with you. My journals take it a bit personally, but they're gonna have to learn that it's not all about them anymore. For those of you who have not heard the first episode and are asking, why am I doing this? I am doing this because I discovered myself not being authentic and I'm sick of hiding in the shadows. Basically, my biggest fear is to show my true colors to the world. And I couldn't think of a better way of overcoming this fear than read and share publicly all of my journals ever written. I also dare to believe that I am not the only one who wishes to be true to herself and everyone around. So I kind of hope that this might give some of you the courage to give yourself the permission to simply be you and follow your heart. No nonsense, no apologies. There was a big gap between the first two short articles from 2010 and the one I'm gonna read now. Precisely 2.5 years. That then brings us to 16th of May 2012. I feel weird. I was lying in a bathtub only 7 minutes ago, and me writing a book was only a thought. Now I sit on my bed and I'm really doing it. Really writing a book. I haven't decided yet whether it's gonna be in a form of a diary or a classic storytelling. Maybe I'll combine it. Yeah, and it's also not also sure how long will I last at it. I feel like a crazy person right at this moment. One half feels as if I was a main character in a movie, and the other half is wondering if I will be like J.K. Rowling, if when I finish this and send it to a publisher, it will become a bestseller and I will become ridiculously rich. There is so many things I would like to write right at this instant. I don't know where to start. So I guess I will start with myself. I am 18 years old. I have 6 days to go to my final high school exam, and I should be studying, or at least do some of the required reading because I'm behind. I can't focus on anything anymore though. I am tired and a little disgruntled because I had a fight with my friend. I really don't like to fight with my friends. I am pretty much the non-fighty type. I try to deal with everything in a calm manner, not offending anyone. On the other hand, I can't get over things not ending my way or when the other person doesn't get my point of view. I can imagine this sounds strange now. So for you to understand me, ha ha ha, I am always trying to understand others, their mood, their feelings. I am oftentimes like the imaginary well to which people tell their secrets to make themselves feel better. And I'm fine with that. I like to listen to them and give an advice if I can. So it's not so much to ask that sometimes I want someone to try and understand me, is it? I wish to be wise. At least like my mum. Always, when I'm having an argument with someone, I first try to critically look at myself, and only then I make the conclusion. No, I don't have a problem. It is the other person who has to have a problem with me. Then I go and ask my mum what she thinks, and she finds the nitty-gritty almost every time. In this case, the problem that I have. I don't know how she does it, but I would like to be able to recognize it myself. Time out. Nitty-gritty. I have never heard this expression before, and I have no idea if it's legit. Google says it is, but what does Google know? If I had translated the Czech phrase literally, I would say the poodle core. Actually, all of you English speakers, let's make it legit too, because why the hell not? The poodle core. The one who discovers the poodle core discovers the truth. Amen. Back to the past. I ran out of today's portion of an inspiration, so I'm gonna go to bed. I'll watch Charmed for a good night. That reminds me of my boyfriend, who I am not gonna name until I find out if he doesn't mind. Every time he comes here, begs for me to play Charmed. And he begs until I really play it. But when I play it, he dies with laughter the whole time and has sarcastic comments about a demon without hair called dense hair. Yeah, okay, I admit that is weird. Anyway, I am suspicious that even though he makes fun of it, he actually really likes it. He'll never admit it, but I'm sure he does. I'll make sure to tell you more about him, but I'm off for today, so night. Me as a narrator from 2017. Oh, what a surprise that after this article followed no other subsequent article which would, combined with more subsequent articles, create the mentioned book. Never mind. The need to write myself out of my life tragedies seem to be built in my genes, and so you won't miss a thing. The above-mentioned boyfriend was my boyfriend for circa a year and a half. I will keep the details of this relationship for another time. I am not sure, but it is possible that I spilled the most romantic parts onto the paper of one of my diaries. If yes, you'll recognize it when you read it. If not, too bad. Wow. 3 timelines in the second episode already. It reminds me of the episode of Rick and Morty where Rick kept meeting a lot of versions of himself from different dimensions and timelines and had to oversmart and kill them all. Or the episode with Mr. Meeseeks. Oh dear. Those of you who know Rick and Morty, you know how screwed I am right now, and please wish me luck to get out of it alive. Those of you who don't know Rick and Morty, I suggest you go and watch Rick and Morty. It is a series full of deep wisdom, science, and burps. My podcast is not about that though, so thank you very much for listening, and I will see you next Sunday. Ciao.